2, 1. Oh, all engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
The price burn hurts. But there's lessons to be learned through the price burn. Can I float? So, with the price burn that many have encountered in this whole crypto market, people fail to realize that it's just part of the process. Not understanding there's a season to reap and there's a season to plant, and vice versa over and over and over again. So the price burn, especially to the one that you believe in the most, can get you a bit agitated, can turn you into the biggest skeptic. And why? Because of the price burn. Not understanding the process. So let's take Vechain. What happens is that something occurs, the price burn, and then all of a sudden, the fundamentals, the things that are happening, the news, and what's going to take place, and the connections and the partnerships, now that's all out the window because our eyes are focused on the price. So now it comes back down to where smart money is going to jump and acquire as much as they can because they see what you saw. The only difference is they got out and they're coming back in. But you have been burned. So you tell yourself, I don't want to go through this again. I don't want to get burned again. How long do I have to go through this again? I got to give up. And that happened to a lot. Some got back in at the right time. Now listen to me. There's a difference of letting go and playing little games here and there. And when I say playing little games, it's basically kind of swing trading, right? Because you can kind of tell the seasons you're in, right? You're trying to acquire more. Now, again, this is not financial advice. But let me tell you that we are transitioning into that other season. Some say we're already there. I have a different perspective on that season. I see things a little differently. I see that we're close. Now, some other cryptos have, of course, taken off. They're on their own little flow. And when the real, legitimate crypto bull market goes, they'll go as well. So they'll have, it's almost like a micro bull market that they had. And then when the macro bull market comes, they'll flow even more. So those are special ones. Those are the special ones. And we can talk about Link, certain coins like that. And right now you can see what iExec RLC, is doing. And I want to talk a little bit here, right? You guys allow me to talk a little bit? Just to share some information with you guys. All right. Chainlink is looking at iExec, and I'm talking about the investors. I'm talking about the money that's moved from Chainlink, that moved Chainlink from 20 cents to $4. That same type of group and money is looking at iExec RLC. All right, and I've been hearing this. I got in, I took my bags, and I got in. And I've been sharing here and there, and it's been quite a run. I believe there is still more to come. And then mix that in with the real bull market, right? Not the micro, but the macro crypto bull market. It's got a lot of room to go on the upside. Again, not financial advice, just sharing my opinion. So, shifting back to Vechain. Seeing Vechain at these prices, even at 0.004, because some will say, well, what was that 0.0029, in the 3 range? Yeah, I mean, no brainers right there. I mean, come on. And then when you get the China confirmation, now I know people will say 2 things here. Okay, this has always been, China's always been about this, yeah, but the sentiment, right? The people, the hype, the buildup, the spirit of the conversation has shifted. When that happens, that's the most important part. That's the part that takes off. That's the fuel, right? The fundamentals have always been there, so you understand that part. But what makes it take off is when the investors really understand it and they say, okay, it's time to get in this and let's all get in. But see, the why smart money is already in. Are you understanding what I'm saying? This is very important. Never get this confused. And again, I'm not telling you to buy Vechain. I will never tell you to buy a token, coin, crypto, invest. I am not your financial advisor. But this is very important to understand. Okay, understand this philosophy when it comes to investments. When you see something that you know in your heart has extreme potential, and you see the organizations, you see the companies, the enterprises connecting, and you see them talking about that investment that you're involved in, you're looking at, and you're looking to get more into, but the price is still lagging. You've heard me say this before. That's what I call the sweet spot. But you cannot be a follower. You have to choose on your own and say, hey, I am convinced with all the research. You can't be lazy. You can't go by what I say. You can't go by what so-and-so says over there or over here. You have to go through the treasures and through the trash, and you got to say, okay, this is treasure, this is trash. That's trash, that's trash. Oh, man, look at that. Look at that partnership. Wow, when that happens, if they just get 2% of that or 1% of that, that market cap should go where? Look where the market cap is now. Look, and then when the real bull market, you got to start thinking in those terms. And when you start thinking like that and you have the vision, right? When you see that it's planting time and there will be a harvest time, thinking in those parameters, right? Seeing it from a whole different dimension, then you got that upper hand. And someone doesn't get that revelation. They don't get it. They don't see it. But you caught it. You caught the revelation. It went through, your buddies or the same news, the same things you're seeing. They were able to see it. Yet they don't get the same revelation. You got to keep on going. You got to keep on researching. And I'm just going to say this. For the doubters, and you got to understand, I can be critical of some projects. And it could be, I could like the whole price thing, but it could be an ethical thing. It could be the way they treated somebody else or a certain project that might rub me the wrong way. But see, that's personal, and then there's business. And you have to make that distinction. What's personal is personal, what's business is business. Because when you go down the rabbit hole, you're going to find out a lot of information. You start making connections, you start hearing this, so-and-so says this about, and then even, if you get really into it, your name even gets crossed up in some things. But remember, personal is personal, business is business. And listen, name me one crypto project. Let's take it out of crypto. Name me one business, okay, since we're talking about investments and business stuff, that has never gone through any kind of infighting or some kind of scandal. It happens everywhere. Now, I'm not saying that something is happening inside of Vechain. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I am just saying that so-and-so can make an argument about why this is this and, the China hustle, or, you can make an argument out of nothing. You can make fun. You can make nonsensical, foolish, unethical, sloppy accusations out of anything and out of anyone. It really doesn't take that much to do something like that, really. But you got to go past the crap, past the nonsense, and research and think for yourself, and then make the connection. And then from there, yourself, not leaning on somebody else's opinion, not leaning on somebody else's advice, not saying that others, people talking and sharing opinions and information, you shouldn't take from that. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying when it comes to the final judgment, that should be fully leaned upon all of your research. Not saying, I heard so-and-so, unless, and let me be clear, I remember about ontology. I'm just sharing with you guys here, trying to connect with you guys. And I read, listen, I didn't do any research on ontology. I got hit, a certain source told me, hey, look at this. You're good at picking up signals, look at this. Tell me what you think. This is a true story, and some of you will remember this. And there was a certain YouTuber who obviously had insider information. It was just, for me, this was like taking candy from a baby. It was just too easy. I read it. So then I said, you know what? This thing is at $1.70 something. This thing's gonna go to $10. All because I picked up that information from that YouTuber. In a bear market. No research. And that's why I'm trying to tell you, don't be extreme about everything. Well, I got to do all my research. If something is just like so deliberately obvious to you and you can kind of pick up on that and you're like, okay, this one knows something and I'm just going to ride that and I'm going to put some money in there and I'm going to make some money. And that's what I did with ontology. Just picked up a certain YouTuber at that moment in a bear market, and I'm like, this guy knows something, and it's going to happen soon, and bam. And it did exactly what I thought. It went to $10, from $1 to $10 in a bear market. Believe me, that gives you more fuel to get into other things and to get other cryptos, and it feels good. So I'm just sharing with you guys here some information. And going back to Vechain, I really, in my honest opinion, not financial advice, but there's going to be a lot of people that are going to look back and they're going to say, I just couldn't go through with all the waiting. I couldn't go through, even though it was right in front of my face. I don't know why. And I'll tell you why. And it's why it's called smart money and dumb money. All right, and I'm not trying to offend anybody, but we go through learning experiences. We get burned. But as long as you learn from those experiences and then you apply them so that they can be advantageous to you in the next one, or you can say, hey, you know what? I was burned. I've gone down. I'm staying with this ship. And I know that this ship is not going down. It's not sinking. We just got the anchor. We just got the anchor. But once the anchor comes fully up and we start to go and we head to that destination, to that promised land, whichever promised land that is for you when it comes to price, in regards to price, if you can see that and you can go through the fire, through the storm, through the winter, and know that there's a season for everything, and then not only do you arrive to that promised land, but now you're wiser for the next one, and you understand, hey, I've been here before. So not only do you get paid for going to school, but you're also reaping the benefits, the rewards for the next one, for the next one, and the next one, and understanding the process. I hope this message has greatly blessed you. I hope this information has helped you. Again, never ever financial advice. Just trying to help and share what I know with you so that it can be beneficial to you. All right, guys, till next time, you already know. Stay blessed, be blessed.